Hello everybody. Today we're going to, this is kind of a video from my Junk Journal Craft and Chats. We have a kind of a pocket challenge going on, making different pockets to do a pocket box or basket depending on how you want to do it. Just to kind of show everybody, because maybe you're new, I can show you my pocket box. Mine is pretty full. I got to start using some of them. So I have all kinds of different types of pockets in here that I've made watching YouTube. We've done a couple already. So mine is pretty full, but that's okay. You could always use more pockets. So I might show even one that I've already done, just so those that might be new, which is this one we'll probably do again. But I'm just going to show you quickly. And I'm going to kind of show you to use what you have around you as well. Now I have digitals. Some people don't have digitals. Some people only have book pages, music pages. I'm going to see what I can do. I'm going to start off with this one because this one's a kind of it can be done two ways. You could, let me grab a journal. And in this I use a book page and a piece of lined paper to do this. And then I've just put a nice digital to add some color to it. So in this case, you could do it several ways. I'm just trying to find a blank page here. It could be glued on like this and a pocket created on the back. This isn't very wide, so it's getting too bulky, I think. I might take some of the pages out because she's bulky. But, okay, glue it this way. It never fails. The moment I turn on my camera, I yawn. So you can do it that way. I have even created as where, let me show you. Uh-oh, the hardback isn't on it because I was covering it up because I'm trying to get that one done. Let me see. I'm just working on some, I might have some blank small journals. So I'm just kind of was putting a few signatures together. For instance, in this one, it won't get much bigger than this. It could also go in as a page if you wanted it. So then you could put a pocket here to add to it. But over here, let's just say this flips open and there's a pocket. And then you have your writing space on both sides. I have to re-glue that. That was me trying to remember how I did this pocket. So it could even be a page with a pocket in your book, or, you know, just glue it down somewhere as well. That is getting a little full and a little heavy. So, and this is actually really simple to do. So this is one I just had ready to go. I seen it on 507 Willow House Journal. She didn't really give a tutorial on it. She was just making one. So I'm just going to grab a book page. I just had this paper that I had. So it's not a huge piece of paper. If you don't have a smaller piece, cut one down. You take your book page, just basically fold it in half. And then this will end up here. So you kind of got to see where you're going to fold this over. I'm just going to do that quickly. Fold it over like that. All right, and you can add more like this. I can put another little pocket here, or I'll just collage this depending on how I feel when I use it. But because I might collage the front of it, I might make it more practical and put another pocket there. So I'm just going to put that there. So it is as simple as now. you have to be careful because you're not going to fully glue this on this side because you're kind of creating the pocket. So you're just going to glue the 3 sides down. Is it that you're going to do with this. I'm just going to leave it here so I know where the space is. I sure hope this is running. I should have checked that before I started talking because I've had a rough time with videoing. Yep, it's recording. After this video, I'm probably going to go take a nap. I had a really, really bad sleep. I was tired. I was in bed really early for me, which was 11:15. Normally, I'm not into bed till 3. Sometimes between 2 and 3. It's just how I roll. But I was really tired, so I went to bed at 11:30. Fell asleep right away because I was so tired. I crashed because I knew I had to get up with Jacob this morning, and he averagely wakes up around 7 o'clock in the morning because of school. He's used to getting up at that time, so he has an automatic clock. But I woke up at 1:42, and I had to go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom. That's normal for me. I usually twice a night I go to the bathroom. I drink a lot of water right now, trying to get my water take up. And then I just glue those 3 sides like that and just gently make sure I don't have much glue spillage. Flip it back over and I created a pocket. I don't want to pull too hard right now because it's not fully thing. And then you have a lot of journaling space. You can journal there. So you can just flip, you can journal this way or you can go that way. So it's got lots of journaling space. And then as well, you have a pocket here. Let's see if we have a journal card. Maybe it's not, you could put a journal card in there. I do these type of, this is a book page that was blank, so I just put some dryer, what are those things called that throw the dryer? I don't use them. I use balls to, because of the chemicals in this, but the fleecy type thing, or right? And so I just put it down. I put some mesh, a picture, and a word, and that's how I leave it. So that could tuck in there. Well, not quite, it's too big. But something like that could go in there, and then you could put a tab on it. You could just say you have a nice paper. Let's see if I've got anything in my pile. You know, my pile that sits beside me that I'm trying to conquer. Yesterday, when I made the video, we lost power. So I just sat here and I worked on a few. I covered some old tags up with the scraps that were left over. So I just keep working on these piles, trying to get rid of them. Where is it? It's in here. I know it is. Anyways, so I didn't sleep well, and then, believe it or not, I tossed and I turned in my bed till almost 5 in the morning. I kept looking at the thing going, Jacob's going to be up in such time. So you could take, I have this where I printed a vintage on it, and then I printed another vintage paper on the back. And then you could just, this would be too big, but you could fold it up smaller, and you could slide just something like that in as a random spot to write on. So you can do things like just as simple as that in the pocket. And then all you would do is here you could create another pocket, and that's where you could pull out a scrap. That's what I'm going to try to use because I'm trying to get rid of the things on my desk. So I didn't print anything new, and this might even be the perfect thing if you could imagine. Which way is up? This way. Maybe I'll turn that into the pocket. It might be too busy. I'm not sold on that. I have this, too short. I have this type of writing. I could go this way if I wanted to. And I'm going to do a different style of pocket on here. I'm just going to first find the paper I want to put on this. I kind of think I want a floral. I might end up using this partially too. So I'm going to leave that out. That's too, I think that's too small, yeah. So first I'm looking at the scraps that I have. If I have small enough scrap that I can use up to make that pocket. And I really think, I'll put that over there, that I'm going to use this. I'm just going to trim. And I'm not worried about which way the words go, because some people only like, and that doesn't bother me, as all the words are already. Oh, it's got to go up a little higher because of that. Oh, that was a really bad cutting, Christina. I didn't even try to get that even. Okay. So I want to make sure my fold. That's always my tricky, trying to make sure I get the fold. And yes, I'm making a higher pocket. And I could even, I really want to show something because because I've got, thinking maybe we'll take right along. Oh. Ooh, but I don't want that paper. Kind of want scripted, so I'm seeing if it's not long enough. That's scripted. Let me put that back in the scraps. I kind of want scripted, but I don't think I have long enough scripted. I'm going through my pile here. Even at, so I'm just going through my pile, you know, my pile that's been sitting here driving me crazy. I kind of really want it scripted, but I don't really have a long enough scripted in this pile. Do I have it in? I'm just checking my drawer here that there is more piles. It's terrible, my piles. Piles are terrible. And my fussy cutting. That's my file folder of fussy cutting I gotta get done. So, I'm just checking to see if I have something in this drawer that I could use. I really need to bring something over into my piles, because they're sitting in the wrong place and they need to be used, but they should actually go in the drawer. Is that long enough? But it's not as high as, nope, it's not long enough. That's the tricky thing, finding something long enough. I might not be able to do what I want to do. Really thought of this, and it doesn't seem to want to do this. Yes, let's use this. It's actually pretty paper, and I don't even know when I printed this. It was like 4 layers down under my fussy cuts and then under other paper. So, like I said, there's piles. And I haven't quite learned how to get rid of that white trim around when I print. My printer insists on doing it, and I've tried different things. So, just get rid of that. And I think we'll go right across with it. So all I'm going to do, move that. I want it like that. So try my best to tear this. Tomorrow we might work on clusters. I might do kind of in the, I want to do a few clusters maybe. Now where I do this challenge, I said the name Junk Journal Craft and Chat. It was created by a wonderful lady and she retired and I took over the group. And for a while we didn't do much in it because I didn't have a lot of, but we've become more active again. It's a great group of ladies, and we have a wonderful lady, Yafa, who does creative ways for us, and she does beautiful creative ways for us. And so before I even glue it on, I'm going to kind of see if I can, no, I'm going to have to glue it on before I can do what I want. So if I can get that to flip for me. And did that tear a little short? Nope. But I did leave a white line, but that's easy fix, which I didn't bring back. I'm always jumping between my two desks, and I always forget to bring my, and I don't even know where I put my ink pad. Oh, it's right here underneath something. And I gotta watch that time closely, because it does go fast. And if you have digitals, you can use digitals. If you didn't have digitals, you could do a music paper or a dyed paper and then collage on it, or put a cluster on it if you don't have a digital. I had a problem with being able to print digital. Sometimes I do this. I don't know why I printed this. I might have been thinking of it for something and then didn't end up using it, and then it just goes in a pile of papers. And so I'm trying to clean up those piles of paper. So I just quickly ink this. And I kind of do want to crease it because I want to see whereabouts, so I can see where about the middle is on each of these, so that I can just take my little hole punch here and be able to, oh, I know what I'll do. I'm gonna do this. It might not be perfect, but it'll be close enough. Just stick that there. It won't roll back and put it away. So now I'm just gonna ink up in there before I glue. So this is going to be a lot of different pockets you can do. Again, this could be turned into a page because you already built the pockets in there. So I'm just going to go along here. I shouldn't do it on top of that. And I'm going to put a light. I'm not putting a lot of glue so it doesn't go squirting out. This is a good glue, so it doesn't take a lot of glue to make it stick, and I do want it to be glued in the middle. So I just did a thin line of glue down the fold, and now I'm going to pick it up if I can, and I'm going to glue it. And I just like dropped it, so hopefully I didn't put glue everywhere in the wrong place, which can happen with me because I do silly things like that. Make sure I can fold that over without it. And then I might have to trim it a little. That's no, oh. I'm going to fold my page over. Oh. Maybe I have to wait till that dries a bit before I can do the fold. I'm just going to take my ruler. Now, if you wanted to add more pockets, if you really want to go pocket crazy, you could add a little pocket here on it and do another pocket if you want, but because this is so pretty, I don't think I'm going to do that. But I do have to get this folded over. And it doesn't want to cooperate for me quite. Maybe it would have been better to do two separate. Why is it bubbling there? Why is it bubbling there? What I'm going to do, the idea is to get that pocket as straight as possible. Now I didn't want it folded right over, so that I probably should have brought that over more. But now that I have it glued, maybe that's why, because I got to bring it all the way over. That might be what I'm doing wrong and why it's giving me such problem. There we go. There we go. Up. So then we've got pocket and a pocket and a pocket here. Now you could clip a hole here if you wanted to so that they can see the pocket, because you can't really put a tab because of this folding over. So folding over a tab is not going to really work. So you might want to go ahead, take this, and I'm not going to do a big one because I don't want to, and I'm just eyeballing it, and I'm going to put that there. So, and I'm just going to ink this up again. I should have inked this up. That's easy to do. And see, even this roughness along the top, that's the way I'm leaving it like that. That's the way I want it. I'm just going to ink up the top. And I'm not going to collage or do anything more to it because it's just going to sit in. There. And like, I mean, in this, let's just say, like I glued this right down. But you could, because I didn't want to lose much here because it's writing. So what you could do, if I can find something that I could use. Oh, let's pull the, oh, it's not long enough. I want something longer. Here we go with that length again. Trying to find something long enough. For now, we'll use this. It's not what I'm going to permanently do. Maybe, let's do it. I want to permanently do it, so let me find something. I could, again, use this same paper. I don't want to go this way because it's not long enough. And it's going to end up backwards, and I'm not worried about that. Which way do I want to go? I think I want to just fold this over just a little bit. As straight as I possibly can. All right, and I'm going to do that. And then I want to tear some of this off. But first I'm going to tear this so I know where I'm tearing it. Oops. I might end up taking my scissors afterwards and fixing it. So I want to take that off. And that one piece of scrap, I'm going to be left with just that. Well, no, I'm going to be left a little bit more. And I'm going to take this right about here. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ink this. Come on. I need to put some ink in there because it's a little dry. I'll go ahead and ink this whole thing up. So with a book page or a few pages, find some things on your desk if you don't have digitals, whatever you want to use. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to run my glue stick along here. Jacob's home from school today. It was a teacher's day. And so his mom had an appointment in the morning. Usually she takes him on his days off. But she had an appointment in the morning. That's why I had to get up with him. And we just kind of sat on my couch and watched TV. We just had a very relaxing morning because without sleeping made me very tired. And I didn't quite glue that good enough, so I'm going back in. And then you could glue this all the way down and then collage on this, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create another tuck spot. Usually how my glue comes out for me is either in big clumps or not at all. Oh, I almost glued the wrong spot. Then I'm going to just glue that down. And I probably have to trim it a little, but that's okay. Easy fix. And so we created, we'll put that into the scraps. Just put the scissors here out of the way. I put the lid on the glue because, and the lid on the ink, because you know what happens if I don't put the lid on the ink? I drop something on it or whatever. So now we've created several pockets here. So we can tuck something like that in there. And then, oh, I didn't let, oh, there. Something didn't go right there. Oh, darn it. Something definitely didn't go right there. And I might have already glued that on. Might be too late to fix it. It's okay. It's going to have a little bit of a... Let's try that again. I should have done that. There we go. It was just because So we have the tuck. I got to put glue back on there. That's really weird. That glue didn't really... It dried, but... So now we'll make sure we go up. So there's not a lot of bulking. It's this side that doesn't. There we go. It's this side that's giving me the problems for some reason. It does not want to work there for me. There we go. So let's hopefully that can dry. So we have the tuck spot here, and it could be something even larger than this so that it sticks out like that if you want to see more of the design. You could put something here as well if you wanted to. And what's going to happen is that's going to... It really does not want to cooperate there for some reason. I don't know what's going on with it. And the page tore a little, but that's simple. I can fix that. Now this is a vintage book page, so again the pages are a little... I don't know what's going on with this, why it's becoming so bulky, and why it won't glue. What I'm going to do for now, we're going to paper clip. Oh, that's not a tight enough paper clip because I stretched it too much. So it's not going to do what it needs to do. I can't even get a paper clip on it. There we go. And here, once I get that to whatever it's going to do there, it really is being finicky on me. I don't understand why it's doing what it's doing. I'm still going to have to re-glue it. there shouldn't be a problem there, and I don't know why there is. This really does not want to hold. Okay, we'll go on. Just going to put that there to glue. There we go. Probably should need it to bring it down along there. So then we have, sorry guys, then we have a pocket here, a pocket here, and we need to, because we punched that, we're going to have to run a little glue there just to hold that there. And we have a pocket here. So you could glue this easily into a book and have even another pocket here. Or you could turn this into a book, a page in your journal as well, with several pockets. So there we go. And I'm not going to close everything up because it's got to dry and set. So we're just going to lay that there. I should make a second one of those, but I didn't cut all the paper. So, and then I thought, like, what are things that you could turn into pockets? An easy pocket to do. You could glue it if you want it. Take your book page. I've done both glue and fold, but lately I've done them where I just staple them. And take a staple. But because, so, and then, excuse me. I think I'll glue that there. It's a little too small. But this is when, do I have a cluster going the right way? Nope, they're all straight up clusters. Any more clusters in here? I don't think I have clusters going the right way in that box, unfortunately. Oh, I lost my slipper. Clusters. These clusters. Let's see if we can find a cluster to complete this. And I haven't stapled it yet because if I'm going to glue down on that, then I can go ahead and do that. I'm just seeing with what papers I chose. That would go nicely. This is my ready-made clusters, so I'm just kind of going through to see, why is that in with my clusters? If I have, nope, I like, so far that is the one. This green is, nope, I'm liking this one. This one's a sturdy one. Still kind of liking that. Seems to be the perfect one for it. It's like it was meant to be there. This is why I like to have clusters ready-made, because they can be used on the spot, ready to go. Okay, I think that is actually the perfect one. I think it was meant to be there. Put that up there. And what we're going to do, since we have that out, let's put our clusters that I was supposed to put away a long time ago away. And then I've taken care of that. Is that it for clusters in that basket? Because this is a basket that was supposed to be put, I made things or finished projects and it was supposed to go into its proper space. So we now put the clusters in there. And they're back in their place where they belong. And I like that. And I like that. And I'm just gonna, if I can quickly find something. I know exactly what I want for there. I just gotta find them in here. Either that one. Either those frames or the other one I can't find now. Here, it's gonna be one of those. That's why I need to do my fussy cut so I can finish organizing that. So do I want to go with one of these labels? I don't know if I've got a color I could pull in that blue from down there. Kind of like that. I do kind of like that blue because this has got a touch of blue in it. Or do I want to go with one of these frames? Whoop. Let's just do that so we see what we're doing. Oh, I like the smaller one. So we're going to stick with that one. It just adds a nice pop of color to it. So there we go. Oh, let me put that scrap away. This back up here. These should be in that basket to be put away. Okay. So let's get this glued on. And all I was going to do, and you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to glue it on and not worry about trimming it because it's just going to create a scrap, and I don't really want any more scraps. To be honest with you, it's one of the things I laid awake last night thinking about taking some of these scraps and maybe making some of my own paper. But that's a job in itself. And right now with the rainy days, I think I would want to do that outside more than anything. There we go. And this pocket actually, it doesn't really take long to do. I think I'll go up higher with that because really, like I'm embellishing it right away because I'm just am. Just because I am. And part of me thinks I should have inked that paper before I put down, but you know what? Not everything has to be inked. I sometimes like to do the older papers because it just kind of suits it. Now, if you don't like that rough edge, I want it to look like that torn out of book page, so that's why I kept it. I'm not doing a heavy inking. Okay, so now I'm just going to take my stapler. And if you don't like the look of the staples, don't use the staples. I just find this is a quick, easy way to make some pockets and have them ready. And you can, I think once you focus on the collaging and what you put on it, that doesn't stand out anyways. But then even if that bothers you, take and put some washi tape there if you want to cover it up. Stick some washi tape there and add to the collage to it. Just as simple as I have this nasty cough, dry cough I always have. There we go. And yes, I took it right up because I still got lots of room for the pocket. That was just me. Now I'm going to go ahead and add. And if you want, you can take that washi and put it on both sides if you want. What's the hardest part about sometimes Jacob being home during the day? His dad works from home and he loves to play with his dad. So that's what's happening right now. He's gone into his dad's office wanting to spend some time with his papa. In French, they call them papa and mama, mom and dad. It took me a long time to get used to that, because for us, for English, papa is really almost a grandfather in here. I didn't have grandfathers, but I would have probably called them granddad or grandpop. No, I would have called them probably granddad, because I called my one grandmother grandma. That was it. We didn't call her granny. It was grandma. So there we go. And now I'm just gonna, now if you wanted to add more to this, like let's just say you want it to make it kind of a little bit more shabbier, that's an easy thing to do. I am so glad that I finally decided, someone sent me some tool and I started using it, because this tool is one of those great things to add a little texture and that to it, and I love it for that. The hard part about this is that I've already glued that picture on. So where is that? But of course I don't want it that big, so I'm going to have to trim it down a little bit. Let's just trim it like this. I'm hoping we got time to do and then I'm going to put that. I still need to go down. So I'm going to do this and then I'll trim it from the bottom. Oh, now I trimmed it too small. I'll play with that later because I really want to show you pockets. But you could add just some tulle. But I'm almost thinking I might remove, I'm going to do this and just bunch it up like this. Maybe. So that's going to go there. But you know what? I'm not even going to worry about that. Let's just complete it. It doesn't look bad without it. Let's just go back to getting this on. Sometimes I use a white glue on this because of the staples, but I had such a nice size paper, and there we go. And that pocket is done. Now, if you don't have a journal wide enough, you could trim your page down and do them smaller. And when you put them in the thing, you could glue them this way and make another pocket. So it could be a double pocket. I've even taken where I just collaged this and I put another pocket here for some little things and made it a 3 pocket. So there we go. There's another pocket. Now, this, I don't know why I cut it the way I cut it. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to cover this, but I want to cover the middle. I want to kind of put something, maybe we'll take, because I'm thinking, or do I want to take and just put some script in there? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And it's not going to be as easy to do as I want it to be. I'm just going to trim off the white. He's not getting his way. So we've put that there. I'm just going to look at the time real quick because I have a habit of going too long. Oh, we still got about 15 minutes. So we can get this done. So take things that you have to create your pockets. A nice envelope. I happened to, some reason I cut the top of it off. I don't know what I had planned for it. I just found it sitting in that random thing again. Right, so I'm going to take some paper out of those piles that I'm trying to use up. I'm just going to glue this down. I don't know how much I don't know what I was doing with this. Why it's got my brain thinking, what were you going to plan to do? But I still made it work. I'm going to make it work this way. This will be a little tricky to get it to lay flat. So I'm going to have to play with it a little. But it doesn't have to be perfect because you're not going to see all of it, right? So I'm not worrying if it's not all the way down to the bottom. So I'm not worried about that. And look what I did. I glued it too much because I didn't know. Let me use these scissors. And I have this sitting here, so I'll go ahead and put it there. Just a masterboard I keep to put on scraps on. I don't know how my hair got in there. I'm trying, because he really listens to me well, but he has to learn to listen to his mother too. It's because he spends more time here, right, than at his mother's house. And I'm trying to step back from taking over. I just have more experience than she does, and she needs to learn, and he needs to learn to listen to his mother, is really it. He needs to learn to respect her. There we go. So that way we've done that. Now, sometimes I go ahead and I cover these because I have a hard time with the collaging, but I'm going to attempt it with you guys. I might not get it finished with you guys. I'm just going to close this up now. So a lot of times I don't play around with the windows much because I'm just not good with it. So I'm just going to glue the one side. If you're like me and you don't, I'm going to try it. Normally I just cover it. Because I get so frustrated with it. I forgot to fill my glass of water before I started this. I'm trying to do a video every day because last week I didn't get videos done, and then Sunday and Monday I goofed up my videos, so there we got that done. So I'm going to do a lot of collaging in this one in particular because I'm not good with trying to measure and cut. So I might just take and do something like this. And I might even put some of it over the window. So, but before I do all that, I might I'm almost thinking, but then that doesn't go all the way down. Then I'm thinking something like this, but it's very bright, so I'm just pulling some things I have that I might have in this pile that I could use to collage this. I think I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to take some of the pieces, and I think I'm going to go this way. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So this time I'm just going to take the glue and I'm going to put it on here instead of on the paper. That way we're going to see how this comes up. I'm doing it my way. I'm not measuring, I'm just laying it on there. And this is just from a piece of envelope. So you can use what's just around to build, and you can do different pockets. Nothing says you have to mass make all the same pockets, because I've done that as well. But this way, I'm just mass making pockets. Just pockets in general. With what's around and what I have. And a bit of my knowledge, but then I'm just showing you some of them. And just how we can just, what the things we can turn into pockets. Here we go. That worked out nicely. And I'm still thinking I might end up with a page, but I kind of wished it was a, oh, I have one. I want something that's a little more yellow, but it doesn't have any notes on it. Well, this was I going to use in a cluster, but now I might use it here, or maybe not. Is this long enough? But I kind of want to use, so I'm going to just straighten this up, just to take the rough edges around to that. I want to use the lace there, so I'm going to go ahead. No, it doesn't go all the way to the bottom, but I'm not worried about that. Oh, let's put that back on. That was to start a cluster. As you can see, I started the cluster, and okay, so let's glue this. Be careful I don't glue that down, or the little piece of okay. Take the ruler. And I almost got rid of a full piece of scrap by using from what's on my pile of desk. There. And this is where that, I don't kind of like that. I almost feel like I need something florally. What I'm thinking, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a little color in there. There we go. I just want to see something if I use this. How much of that rose is going to be seen. So, then what I'm going to do, again, I could have done that, but this isn't wide enough. And I'm going to put washi tape. Yep, I'm taking that off because I changed my mind down there. Before it dries, I'm going to try something else. That's okay. Maybe I'll stick it here on my scrappy heartboard. I'm going with a plain at the top here because I'm going to do the washi to the bottom of it. So I'm not worried. I'm just going to patch in what I need to patch in here. I'm just going to run some glue over this. This will be our last pocket we'll have time for. And I don't want that to go all the way over, so I'm going to trim that a little bit. There we go. And the reason, because that's not really going to be what I want seen, I'm just going to put a streak of glue here. And I'm going to take that pretty washi. The other thing I wanted to do a pocket with was this, to go on the bottom of a page. But we're not going to have time unless I do a part 2, which I might do later, a part 2. There we go. And we run that along the bottom. I just liked it on it at the top and just decided I think I wanted it on the bottom too. There we go. And now we create it. Let's put that over there. We used up some paper off of my piles. We did create a few more scraps, but that's okay. That's good for collaging or that's, put that or back in there. So it's, and there we go. Let me just double check that time again, because I think we're right. Yeah, we got 4 minutes. So now I'm just going to put that on there. We have a pocket here. So when you go to create this, what you might want to try and do, and this won't work because the picture's too far over, I think, but it wouldn't be bad, right? So whatever you do, you might want your image more visual in there. So, and there you go, you got another pocket. And if you, let's just say this is your page in your journal. I have more pockets, so I think we'll do a part 2 later on. And you can glue it down on the 3 sides. Oops, I just noticed this. There we go. And you could do it center stage, like this. You could put it to one side, depending on what you want to do, and then you could turn it in, or you could glue it this way, have a pocket here, and then the tuck on this side. So you could glue it this way, right? Have your tuck here and your pocket up here and glue that down. So you could do it either way. Do a side pocket and a top pocket, or 2 top pockets. So, and that's just out of half of an envelope lying around on the desk. All right. And then if you wanted to do more to this pocket, I'll just do that really quick and then go. Sometimes I'll put an additional little pocket. Let's just say I would use something a little bit different. I would put another pocket here. And then you can have a little tuck spot here as well, which would be cute. And I think I'll probably end up doing that on this. So those are things you can do. And like something cute like this does look, or a little scrappy pad looks cute sitting on the side too. So it just depends on how much you like to pack into your journals. So there you go. So we got that pocket done. We got that pocket done. And this pocket done, or a page pocket, depending on how you want to go. And we'll do a part 2 later, and because I have some other stuff here.